Oh, wow, that's already the game. So let's jump right into the game, pausing the music, and here we go. Good evening right now. Yeah, it's already evening. Welcome to a match of the StarLadder LAN Finals group stages. This is the last matchup of today that the teams have to play. It's of course going to be multiple games at the same time. That also makes me say that I'm not an official caster for Star Series. For official cast, you can go to Owned TV, where you can find all the cast there. However, as you might have noticed, there is only one official English cast. And there's 3 games at the same time, so that's why we're casting the Good B team versus Meteor Makers, as that was the one that came out highest on the poll of the question which game I was going to be casting of the 2 games that didn't have an official English caster. And yeah, so we are here, game number 1. We have seen Meteor Makers in the previous game that they did versus Pulse, where they were able to take a game. They got 1 point so far, I think. With the Good B team, they are at 4 points so far because they managed to take out Pulse in 2 games, and they managed to get 1 point from M5, tying that one up. And yeah, they're of course here to get more points, because if you get more points, you're going to be moving into the winners bracket, which is of course where you want to be, because then you have to play less games, and you also get if you make it through the winners bracket tomorrow, then as well you get the Saturday off. Like the person that's already going to be in the finals, you get the Saturday off. You can just watch and analyze your opponents and stuff like that. Because for the people that are confused or are not aware, it's going to be tomorrow or the winners bracket games. Losers bracket games are going to be all on what's it called, Saturday, and the finals are going to be on Sunday. That is the schedule, and of course, apart from today, there's not going to be any other overlapping matches. Good one to note right there. As we see, the Bet Rider first pick up on the side of the Good B team. We have got ourselves a Templar Assassin being banned out together with a Darkseer, together with a Chaos Knight and a Rubik. So we're going to see what Meteor Makers is going to go for. Of course, Leshrac, Tidehunter, Naga, Siren, all still in the pool. All heroes that we see picked up fairly early. But they're taking their time. They're actually going to go into their bonus time for the first picks here. And I'm curious to see which one they're going to be picking up, and if they are indeed going to go for one of those 3 heroes. I would expect it to, though. I mean, all the jungle heroes are still in. We have seen Chen being first pick up a couple of times today. But I'm not expecting him to be picked up by the Good B team anyway in the next 2 picks, so they don't really have to do that just yet. Let's see, though. 30 seconds left into the bonus time. I'm wondering if there's some alt chat going on that the game will be remade or something. No chats. This is really just thinking time. No disconnects either. 24 seconds. And this is all the bonus time that they have for the rest of the draft. And it's gonna be Jakiro and Tidehunter. So going for Jakiro, we have seen him more often today. He's a pretty big impact hero, as well as the Tide with that Ravage. So going for team fight as well as support. I have to say, Meteor Makers, they are not really giving away what kind of strategy they want to be going for. As in, they could go for anything still, go for pushing, but they have got team fight. Okay, I was wrong. Chen is indeed going to be picked up. That was something that I wasn't expecting. But also the Undying. So hello, pushing power. Undying. We saw them to get. So we saw actually the Good B team already playing Undying earlier today in the match between the Good B team and Pulse. And they were able to win that game with a lot of hard pushing power. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. Let's see what Meteor Maker's answer is to that Shadow Demon. Not something that I would be expecting. I kind of would be expecting more counter push, but they go for a Shadow Demon. Looking for a trial lane. Jakiro, Shadow Demon, and something else kind of carry. Antimates are therefore going to be banned out. I mean, the Good B team, they realized what that means. They realize that there's gonna be carries. They realize, like, okay, you know what? Let's just ban out carries. So they're gonna be a bit short-handed there, or a bit at least having less choice. Of course, in that way you can kind of force your opponent to go for a certain kind of carry. We're gonna see the Puckner being banned out, so it looks like Meteor Makers were aware of what the Good B team did, because at that game that they did win with Undying, they also had the Puckner and pushed with him. Very hard, even though he did have a hard time in that mid lane earlier on. But getting banned out, so that's not going to be of any factor anymore. We have a Naga Siren getting banned out, so no annoying song to be dealing with. No team fight's going to be set up with the Jakiro, Ice Path, Macro Pyres, of course, two abilities that you can cast preemptively. We have got ourselves a Dazzle banned out. Also a hero that we saw before today, combined with that Undying. Because, you know, with that Undying, with those zombies, it's just really, it does a lot of damage. You get like your max damage from those heals and max heals as well, so they don't want to be dealing with that anymore. Let's see what the good B team is going to go for next. Queen of Pain is going to be the one to ban out, of course. If you have Tidehunter taking a solo lane with a tri lane with a Jakiro, Shadow Demon and a carry, you still need an extra solo lane, need a mid hero. Invoker is still in the pool if they want to go for that. There's actually a lot of mid heroes still in the pool, so I'm actually not going to be calling out anymore. There's also a lot of solo lane heroes still in the pool. Nigma is going to be the one to be banned out here by Meteor Makers. They don't want to be dealing with that Eidolon pushing power, and neither with the well, with the solo lane from the Enigma, because of course Chen is already going to be in the jungle, leaving Enchanter still in the pool if Meteor Maker wants to go for a jungle hero. But if they do, they're going to have a Jakiro or a Shadow Demon going to be solo lane. Shadow Demon actually can be a solo lane hero, but I'm not expecting him to be that. Leshrac, who is still in the pool, surprisingly so, is going to be picked up as the 4th pickup here for the good B team, and again, pushing power there. Let's see what Meteor Makers can answer, or what Meteor Makers has as an answer to that one. As we of course have got only 17 seconds left in their bonus time. That's really not a lot. But are we going to see an Invoker for the solo mid for Meteor Makers? Like I said, it would be a solid pick. It is also a hero that can just counter push so fast, so good. Like you know that you're gonna get pushed, and a tornado and EMP will just make sure that nobody's gonna be following you around. Hello, Kunkka. So this might be actually 2 dual lanes. Shadow Demon, Kunkka, of course, a great combination with you can just disrupt your target, and there's gonna be a Torrent flying after that, straight after that, with a Soul Catcher on there as well. They're going to do a lot of damage, and it will be a difficult tri lane. For the people asking in the chat, for this game, there is no other English cast, and like I said, I'm also not an official caster for StarLadder. So before you start flaming, I'm only doing this because I like it, and not because I'm casting it officially. Thank you. A Warlock, Jesus. It will be a Warlock last pickup for the good B team. And that is the first time that we see Warlock today. And I have to say, I do like Warlock. And his Fatal Bonds can really do a lot of damage. And his ultimate is nice. I'm almost comparing it to the Tidehunter, but yeah, that is Tidehunter's Ravage is still a bit more powerful, of course, but it's still an AoE stun. It's still team fight, and it's still pretty painful.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's see what the last pickup is going to be for Meteor Makers, and they're now going to use their last bonus time. And actually, the good B team has not used anything of their bonus time. They knew what they were going to go for, they did it, and they picked it up, and not giving Meteor Makers any extra time to think about their draft. As they have 5 seconds left, there's going to be a Tinker, so that's going to be the solo lane for Meteor Makers. And that's going to be a trial lane then for Kunkka. It's going to be a Tidehunter that's going to be solo as well. And we're going to see how they're going to be up against the pushing lane of that is going to come up from the good B team, because carry-wise, they don't have that much. They don't have that Kunkka that the Dire team has to carry them late game. At the same time, their pushing power, I mean, they have more pushing than Meteor Makers does. But at the same time, also, Tinker is, of course, one of those heroes that can counter-push stuff. And can just make sure that you're not going to be fighting anything around the towers. He does need his boots of travel though, and that is something that you can delay if you are, well, shutting him down enough. Let's put on free camera. Oh, we're also going to vote this game. We're also always voting the game. For the game's fun. Oh, realized that I have to vote for the game of M5 versus the good B team in game number 2. Have to vote that one up. But yeah, we are gonna see pauses unpaused, and let's see who's playing what. We're gonna have Balsam on the Kunkka, we're gonna have Calculus playing the Tinker, is gonna be Atsi on the Jakiro, gonna be followed by Rise, who's gonna be on the Shadow Demon, leaving one hero, which is Quix. On the Tidehunter, he is gonna be soloing on the bottom lane with something we have seen Tidehunters do before. And well, anyway, we of course, it's gonna be the case, is Tidehunter gonna get levels on the bottom lane or not? If he's not, then that will hurt Meteor Makers quite heavily, because that Ravage is something that they definitely need to stop the pushes that are gonna be incoming from the good B team. And having said that, let's jump ourselves over to them to see who's playing what. We again see Black play the Undying, just like earlier today. We have Alex playing Little Shrek, I think he played that earlier today as well. We have got Kuroki on the Chen, and we have got in the mid lane, it's gonna be the Warlock played by Stimsing. This is not something that we see every day, a solo mid Warlock. We have seen him solo side lanes before, but solo mid Warlock is just, gonna keep an eye on that one. Having said that, his last hit damage, his attack damage is pretty decent, and his attack animation is pretty decent as well. So last hit is why should not be that much of a problem. We have the Batrider being played by Bamboo on the long lane. He's also picked up wards. He picked up boots as a first pickup, and the wards were given to him to help him survive that top lane by himself. As we see, the wards from the Dire already placed fairly aggressive there. As well as there, because that was a Radiant ward, obviously. Last one in the lane of... Actually, did I already... Oh, I already introduced everybody. Okay, there's not 6 players on each team. Noted. But yeah, let's see how this mid lane is going to be working out, because I'm very curious about this one. We have, of course, Shadow Demon Kunkka lane, which is pretty dangerous for known reasons, as I said earlier already. It will be most dangerous at level 2, though. When Ryze is level 2, there will be a Soul Catcher, as well as, of course, a Torrent. And that Soul Catcher will make the Torrent hurt even more. As well, having said that, if Sing is going to be able to keep getting experience in his mid lane, he should be fine. Especially since he'll get his level 6 very fast, and that will be something that the Tidehunter... Wow, did I just repeat that twice? Yes, I think I did. Repeat that twice, really? Oh, English. If you repeat something, you already say it twice. Anyway, that is something that the Tidehunter will be jealous about, because he's not getting that much levels on this bottom lane. He's up versus Undying, and versus Ayla Shrek. And even though the combination is not really that deadly, not as deadly as the Shadow Demon Kunkka lane, it is still pretty difficult to come close, because one Tombstone, the Shrek Stone will be there as well, and might be enough to take him down. And Undying can, of course, heal himself, so you can't really do anything in return to that. And you never know when the Chen is going to come out of the jungle to try and gank you. As we have the Batrider, I'm quite surprised that he is being so ballsy about standing here. Atsi is going to be finding him, though. Ice Path might be going off as well. There goes the Ice Path, locks him in place. 100 damage being done as well. And level 1 is quite a bit. And he's just going to be I really don't know where he's going to go. Where is he going to go? He's going to find the creep wave. Something that you don't really want to see. Atsi. This might... Oh, there's a flame break. Firefly walks into the Ice Path. Bamboo! What are you doing? Where are you gonna go? He's gonna go this way over the edge. Creepwave cannot chase him there. Should be fine. Doesn't have any regen though. He had 3 tangos, already used all of them, and is now gonna be getting a double damage rune with the Shadow Demon not able to do anything about that. Still has the Creepwave chasing him down. Come on. I'm not sure if that was intended or not, pulling the Creepwave back to the tower. We have seen it, of course, done by Lone Druids and stuff like that, but at least the Bamboo is now going to get some last hits as well. He does have to wait for the creep wave, which is very far away, so he's going to be in some trouble. You can't let them hit too much, because he is still in a lot of trouble for this. Here's a Flame Break, is just going to make sure that they die with that. Okay, that is fine as well. Jeez. In the meantime, Disruption. There's going to be a Torrent as well. Sing Sing is in trouble. Right click's going up. He's level 3 though. Heals himself, and that heal, of course, got buffed, so he should be fine. Is he going to be fine? He is going to be fine. Pops himself to confirm that he is fine. And he is, like I said, fine. No first blood done just yet. And normally, if you ask, like, where's the first blood gonna happen, I figured mid lane with the combination with Balsam, of course, and Ryze being here. But if Bamboo is gonna do jumps like that, I might say top lane instead. Tidehunter should be fine from any ganks going if he is safe enough. And he is being safe enough, meaning that is also level 2 still versus level 3 Undying, but at least he's not gonna be dying anytime soon, in theory. But yeah, this combination, last time he survived, it's gonna become harder though, especially with that with the Torrent being skilled up and the Soul Catcher being there as well as the Shadow Poison now. He is getting the levels though. It's level 4 versus 2 level 3, so levels are definitely there, and the harassment could be there as well with the Fatal Bonds being skilled. There's the Disruption, there's the Torrent as well, but they're not gonna go in on this one, just some harassment. Here comes the Chen helping out. And we'll be able to help Sing to stay alive. And of course he will make sure like he looks like nothing ever happened. Tidehunter, gonna be dove here. There's the Tombstone up, but like I said, he should be fine from anything. Tower might not be as fine though, as we do see all the creep wave getting picked off there. Anchor smash hitting, Quick's being forced back. Edict could be there to do some damage on the tower. There's only some range creeps taking it up though. Fortification going off as Jin comes in here from the side, waiting for something. Only has an Ursa though. They cannot hold the the Thailand tree in place unless there's a Leshrac Sun. Actually, they just decide to go for the tower instead. In the meantime, Bamboo. Okay, this time it looks like it was intentional maybe. Oh, it's just gonna pull the creep wave. This is a one-stack pool though. He does it intentionally so that the lane will be pushed out afterwards. That's just something that if you stack only one creep wave, or if there's no creep wave stacked, you are going to be able to push the lane out afterwards. So that's what he's intending there. Tier 1 tower goes down by the Chen, obviously, as you saw, while I'm still searching for where that first blood is going to be happening, because we haven't had any kills yet in this game. Push is going to continue here by Black and Alex, of course. I mean, Chen, Leshrac, and Undying, 3 heroes that are such high pushing power heroes that even a Thailander can't do anything against. At level 4 though, he is getting some experience with these lanes being pushed out, so that's a good thing for him. Like I say, in range of the kills being done by the GDB team. Bamboo level 2 cannot get in range of experience. In the meantime, Calculus is just happily farming. He almost got his boot to travel, and that is something, like I said, that I figured like the GDB team would be trying to shut down, but right now they're not getting it done at all, and he is looking very good to get his boots to travel up at fairly high speeds. In the meantime, almost level 6 up on Warlock right here. We'll be able to throw out some ultimates, of course. That's going to be faster than the Tidehunter, but Tidehunter is now also level 5 because of those pushes. He's been getting levels faster than he otherwise would have gotten, and is pretty close to that level 6 also, so they will be level 6 almost, well, not simultaneously, because Tidehunter is now being behind again, but it's not that big of a difference, which is quite surprising, to be fair. And if we look at the gold craft, this is only the tower being done. This is the only difference. There is a tower. Bed Rider, why are you so low? There's just rockets and lasers, but Red Rider will be fine. No first blood done. No first blood missed. Because in theory, Bamboo should be fine. In theory, Bamboo should be able to stay alive that entire lane without dying. But that is only in paper. On paper. Yes, of course, is first the dual lane. It is definitely not easy, and he does want to get in range of experience. It might cause him to be a bit cautious. Cautious? Well, no. He is like a bit more overextending a bit more than he normally would. Haste run up by the Shadow Demon. This could end up in a kill. But there is 10 towers up by the 10 around him. Here comes the disruption. There goes the torrent as well, but that's only going to be harassment. That's a disappointment. In the meantime, it's going to be Tidehunter that's going to be stacking this ancient camp. If he can't farm anything on the lane, he will be pulling this camp and make it ready for that Tinker to get all that farm up later on. That's of course something very successful. Almost level 6. There it is, level 6. Might be having a fight coming off as Bamboo is also rotating towards the mid lane. Or is he actually going towards the mid lane? He's just boarding up. No, he's not going towards the mid lane. And Chen not being here either. And Chen actually rotating towards the Tidehunter. They really want to kill him. Tidehunter almost level 6 still. And Black and Leshrac, Alex that is, are going to be putting some pressure on the tier 2 again. With still 0 for 0 on the kills. And that's going to be a tower going down. Edict pushing through. Also for the people interested in watching the M5 versus Scornus Elite or Pulse game, you can do that on Ripperoo TV on Own TV. Also not an official stream, but also an English cast for a game that does not have an official English cast. So definitely check that out if you want to watch those two teams. Because they were, of course, outvoted here. But we rather want to watch the good B team versus Meteor Makers. And this is looking to be some deadly situation. 4 heroes in the mid lane for the GDB team. With now everybody off the bottom lane rotating here. Still Bamboo not here, but they want to force something. They have got the team fight. They have got the Golem or the Chaotic Offering. The Tidehunter has got a Ravage as well, though. He could be TPing in the midst of all of that. He has a TP scroll. As soon as they're going to be pushing the tower, here comes the Tidehunter already.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see if he's going to be able to throw out a Ravage. He's going to come in from the side, maybe. Edict going through, still some damage being done. Ice Path locks in too. This might be a good time. Here comes the boat, not going to hit anything. And it looks like the GGB team is going to be gone in time. Courier, what are you doing? The stun, landing up on Balsam. Kunkka in some trouble. Here comes a Chaotic Offering. Nice mount. Wards up on there as well. Ravage being used, but Belson was the first one to go down with Kuroki picking up the kill. Quick's trying to run away from this as the golem form is on. Quick's will go down as well. Warlock, his fatal balls doing the damage and the rest backing off as the tier 1 tower will drop. What a mess in that fight. Ice Path will still land. But the March of the Machines will make sure that they don't push that further. Red Rider level 5, pretty low on life because of the March of the Machines. And that is a 2 for 0. With nobody dying on the side of the good B team. And that is the courier being brought back to bring back whatever he was bringing earlier. It looks like my computer is having some issues with doing my, well, not giving me FPS, so I'm just gonna make sure that I have no thing lagging me out right now. So stay with me for a second as we follow this the track. But I just need to make sure that you're gonna be able to watch everything on the best quality possible. Because of course it's something that you want to be doing. Should want to be doing anyway. There. Should be better. Should be better. I'm not sure if you actually experienced lag in that fight, but I did. So that is not really ideal. But yeah, 1300 gold on the Bat Rider, who is again very low in life, but now does have level 6. Has got his lasso, so might be of some more use than previously. He's gonna have his tranquil boots. Nice job there. There's a Leshrac level 5. Of course, the support hero is gonna probably try to take down the tier 1 tower top lane. Chen in the meantime still with the Centaurs. Still not picked up a point in penance. It's actually having the 2-2-1. Sorry, this is a 2-2. This is the same spell. The 2-3-1 build. Yep, that's it. Did he spec one in stats then? No. Yes, I think he did. 1, 4. Oh no, I can't count. Wow, my counting sucks. Damn it. Jeez. Anyway, let's take a look at the net worth, because that's right now. Even though we are only 2 kills in the game, it's 11 minutes in. But yeah, the net worth is now going to be more interesting because of the towers going down and the kills being done still. So that's why we see the net worth right now with the Undying on top of the list. 4,700 gold. And he's still farming. And he's still farming happily also, as he just forced the Tinker out of the lane, or at least Tinker was here a moment ago, because Tinker has his boots of travel, of course. He is doing good too. He's second up on that list, and he's going to be trying to help something here. Lasso up on Etsy on his Jakiro, who's going to be stunned as well. Edict going through. That's a disruption, saving his life. We'll be fine. It's going to be Calculus that's in here as well. March of the Machines going through. Etsy's still alive. Mechanism being used by the Dire team, and now everybody has to back off because they should not fight in the March of the Machines. Bamboo is going to be in a tough position right now, though. Here comes the Undying, still there. Flame Break flying out. Actually, Chaotic Offering. Oh, that was such a mad Flame Break. Making sure that the Chaotic Offering not hitting on all heroes there. The Tidehunter being in a lot of trouble. He still has a Ravage as well. Once he uses hits on 2, it's going to be Kuka that picks up the Bed Rider. Black still running away. Has a Soul Catcher on him, though. Both will only hit on Sing Sing right now. 3 heroes with the Fatal Bombs being here. Edict, Nova going through. Rise taking a lot of damage. They're still being chased down. Heal upon the Undying. It's going to be an Ice Path up on Black here. With Jakiro coming out of the jungle. Torrent up on Black as well as he goes down to the Tidehunter last hit. TP in for the Tinker again. And all of a sudden it's 3 for 2. I can't believe that Flame Break. Oh, the Shrekstown will still pick up the kill on the Shadow Demon before he goes down himself towards the Kunkka. 4 for 3 as Meteor Makers managed to definitely take the roam back, killing off the Undying as well as the Shrek, as well as Bamboo. Actually, as well as yeah, that's the 3 kills, all the 3 kills they had this game. Of course, they lost some heroes themselves as well. They lost. What did they lose? They lost the Shadow Demon and I think the Tidehunter or. Yeah, I think the Tidehunter. No, not the Tidehunter. Can't remember. Confusing. The Tinker. They lost the Tinker. Thank you. Anyway. Is it not lasso? Is it lasso? So I say it just like the Dutch people say it, lasso. It has 2 O's. Lasso. Lasso. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah. That Flame Break didn't really work out as intended. That could have been way better because, of course, if you have Fatal Bones on there and you throw down a Chaotic Offering, that's going to be a lot of AoE damage going through, but that didn't really happen. We have the Shadow Demon actually skilling his Shadow Poison more than a soul catcher, something we don't see every day, meaning he's going to be a bit more aggressive with that than we normally see. If he's going to be getting points up on that, it's yeah, it's of course also gives vision. Ice Bed lands on Kuroki here. Still 4 heroes of the good B team around here. Rockets will hit, but the heal will keep Bambo at least alive. March and the Machines will make sure they're not pushing that. They might come in from the side though, but they are being spotted there. Flame Break will not hit anything, and it looks like they're going to be able to back off. Their tier 2 tower, tier 1 tower will be picked off here. It would be the third tier 2 tower on the side of Meteor Makers dropping, and yes, the third is also the last. And that, well, Radiant Structures fortified middle tier 1 tower getting pressured in the meantime. Quicks being here as well as Balsam with only Shrek trying to defend that. Quicks will still get stunned, but Kunkka takes the last hit up on the tower anyway. Alex the only one to defend that. In the meantime, TP in here for the top lane. Tier 1 tower still stands. Here comes the Tombstone. Disruption up on the Undying, who is in Flash Golem 4. They're gonna walk through the March of the Machines, but March of the Machines is level 4, so they really cannot do that. They just have to take the tower and go off. Torrent up on the Undying. We'll be fine. I'm not sure what Jakiro was thinking about doing here, but he is going to be slowed. Chaotic Offering hits. Boat hits. Balsam. A lot of damage being done there. And that is going to be Ati going down. Undying getting a double kill there. Shrek still dies. But it's 3 down on the side of Meteor Makers. And they're chasing for more. Is there going to be a lasso coming off from the Bat Rider? That's going to be the question. Because that's something that he, of course, wants to be doing. But then March of the Machines will just make sure that they cannot chase. And then Shrek indeed died because of the Tidehunter. And it was indeed on the top lane. Ooh, lasso, Calculus, disruption, and it is gonna be Chen that picked up the Tinker anyway. Walking through the Merchant Machines, doing some damage, not gonna be enough though, and the heals there coming off from Sing on his Warlock that's now out of mana, but still has stick charges, so should be fine. And actually got a mana boot from someone. And that's gonna be last tier 1 tower on Meteor Maker's side going down. And another Chaotic Offering being used. They're being used on cooldown right now. Ravage should be up again soonish. No, still quite a long way to go. And they want to get this Gen Fleet Torrent. Not going to hit. Now we're going to take a look at the gold graph as we see 5k in favor of the good B team. No real surprise there. They have taken down 4 towers and have only got 1 tower of themselves going down so far. And of course are 4 kills ahead as well, but it's the towers that make the big difference. This is the experience graph, and that's more interesting. We see that Meteor Makers was ahead for a while. It's only 1.5k experience difference. It's really not that much, to be fair. But it is because we saw the GDB team, they just went for 5-man Dota, well 4-man Dota. They left a couple of lanes alone, meaning that Meteor Makers could get some more experience. March of the Machines will make sure that everybody here backing up again. They're looking for a way in though. 5 heroes here, and they may even smoke up unless they just want to run there. Regardless, essentially we're being placed there, looking for a target. Flame Break will interrupt the TP out. Calculus is going to put 1 more March of the Machines down, but will still go down. Bamboo has to get off, will be healed again. As well as, whoa, Kuroki getting hit by the tower. Should be fine, as Alex makes sure that nobody's going to change that either. And we'll be fine. We'll be able to get healed again by Warlock again in a moment. As the tier 3 tower is going to get harassed. I mean, with the Tinker down, they can just push because no March of the Machines. And this is the thing we saw in game number 1 of the GDB team versus Pulse as well. When that Undying reached at level 10, or you know, around this time of the game as well, they just start pushing and they're not backing out. They've got the Chen there to heal with the Hand of God, with the mechanism. They've got the heal from the Undying, and they don't really need to back out. Last game that we saw the Undying with, they also had a second healing hero. Wasn't a Chen though, was Dazzle. But still another reason to not have to back out. Though this Kunkka has reason to back out. But he is still gonna be last dude. Balsam, you are dead. You are a goner. 1 more hit, and it is the Undying that picks up the last hit. Tier 1 tower bottom lane still went down, by the way. But yeah, it happens. And those pushes did make them go back. You can fight them head on, but Meteor Makers already realized, you know what, that's not in our best interest. We should just split push them to make sure they have to go back to defend their base. As well, the tier 1 tower of course dropped. There's still only 1 tower left on the side of Meteor Maker's side though, so the tower difference is still definitely there as Rise picked up an invisibility rune. Let's see about some of the items, by the way. We have got Kunkka picking up a claymore, so might be going for that Shadow Blade, as we sometimes see Kunkkas go for, to try to get that combination off with the Torrent, as well as the first click after the invisibility, just to do the extra damage, and hopefully for him at some time, also picking up that crit to get extra lucky and just kill stuff in 1 hit. And for the Tinker, we of course saw them Butcher Travels going for a face boots. Sorry, no, not face boot. 4 staff next. I'm just watching here because the GGB team they looking to go in, forcing everybody of Meteor Makers to go in and maybe try to gank these two because these are the baits. And these are just standing by just in case. But there's a ward here for the dire side, so they saw everybody there. Flame break will hit, knocks them back. March of the Machines going through. Sing Sing looking for an opening for a chaotic offering. Blinking! Ravage hits an all! Anchor smash! There's the chaotic offering! Is it going to be enough? Pipe up for the Radiant team! Undying doing what he can. We have the Chen already going down. And that's going to be the only one so far. The DGB team, they don't know how far they have to back up. Quick still taking some damage. They're all getting slowed by the... Oh, Black. Though, I mean, Bamboo blinking in. Atsi will be going down. Slow beam put there. Atsi, you can't be walking around there. Might be able to pick up a kill. No, will go down. And that is actually the amount of heal that they still had after that blink. And that was a perfect initiation for Meteor Makers. But they made sure that they did something themselves as well. 1 for 1. And Chen is now back up. Bamboo taking a lot of damage. You're going to hit the Torrent. And Kunkka takes the kill. TP incoming from the Tidehunter, who's back inside this game as well, and the rest is trying to get away from this Sing Sing, still very low on HP. Has still got stick charges though, and Quicks does not chase that after already used his blink anyway. But yeah, 4 stuff up on the Tinker, Blink Dagger up on the Tidehunter. See, I was going off the list, and Tidehunter's Blink Dagger would have been next. The Shadow Demon, sticks and stuff, and Jakiro going for the mechanism. And I say sticks and stuff, I mean the wards and the smoke, you know, supporty hero stuff. As he counter wards a ward that was there for the Radiant side. So we're gonna go over the items from the Radiant side. In the meantime, we have a 4 staff, of course, already that we saw. We have a strength belt from the Warlock. Curious to see what he's gonna go doing with that one. Wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be Necronomicon, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Or maybe, oh, blink in for a staff, rise! Oh, nice one, Flame Break, not hitting either. He's still going to take a lot of damage. 4 stuff from the Tinker will make sure he's fine though. Shadow Demon, she's going to be staying alive. Nice job there. Rockets will still fly and hit. By the way, that whole fight, the tier 2 tower barely took any damage, so nice job there. Lasso in. The Calculus taking a lot of damage. That was actually a lasso indeed. They're walking through the March of the Machines, but they don't care. They pick up the Tinker, and it's Black that picks up the kill. Their mechanism getting used. They still have the Hand of God. They got the heal from the Undying. They are looking pretty solid right now, and they are roaming around the tier 2 tower, waiting for the creep wave, waiting for a way in. Not going to find anything just yet, waiting for the tide. 9 seconds until it can blink Ravage again. Sentry boards getting countered. Edict taking a lot of damage. Or tower taking a lot of damage from the Edict Flame Break. Just annoyance. There is the initiation again from the Tidehunter if they want it. But I think they want to have the Tinker with that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And that's going to be pressure on the bottom tower, tier 2. And that's going to be the Shadow Blade completed as well, by the way, on the Kunkka. So 1200 gold up on him. As it looks like we might have a Roshan being done here by the Dyer's. Bamboo will be sent home first. And then TP back to defend the tier 2 tower. Okay, so no Roshan being done. That's a shame. They don't have any towers anymore, though. Just saying that. Meteor Makers is out of towers on the map to take down. Apart from tier 3s, of course, but that's like a whole different ball game to take those down. But that is gonna be tricky to do. Normally we do see teams going for that Roshan purely because that's kind of, you know, you can still get extra gold for your team even if you don't have those towers anymore. They will have to give up their tier 1 tower for it though, because it looks like Tidehunter as well as Jakiro are looking to be pushing that one in. They do have a Ravage, so maybe if they find out that Roshan is being taken down, they will be able to go in with that. Tinker is going to actually land on March of the Machines. And there's going to be Bamboo, maybe looking for a blink, maybe looking for a lasso, finds it as well. Disruption is there, and this might not end well for Bamboo. Is trying to get away from this one. Rockets will fly, lasers will hit, mechanism being used will be fine. And the Roshan also got taken down, and it is, he's not taken down, he was just taking an excursion. That's confusing. I didn't see him, I figured, oh, he's taken down. Anyway, no Roshan taken down just yet. There is a blink and a Tidehunter though. It's just a question of initiation. Who's gonna go where first? Black. I'm not sure what your plan is here. Tinker TPing in here as well. Flame Break gonna hit. Tinker still managed to TP. Rockets will fly. Leshrac in a lot of trouble. Leshrac going down. Anchor Smash doing the job. And there's a Chaotic Offering. Fatal Bonds up on there as well. Ravage hits on 3. Bamboo taking a lot of damage from the creeps and from the Martian Machines. Has to back off. Gets himself an Urge Charge to stay alive. Tidehunter still getting picked up. We still have Archie taking a lot of damage here as well. Will not be going down. Use his Mechanism Charge as we have got the Undying very low on HP with Balsam chasing him. He just needs one hit. But there's the Leshrac stun holding him in place. Calculus doing what he can still with rockets as well. Edict doing damage up on Calculus though. Nova as well. One more hit. That's going to be doing the job. And it is Kuka that picked up the Bed Rider still with Balsam now back on the run. Undying does not have the extra speed. Does not have the... Oh! 23 HP up on the Kuka. And uses Shadow Blade and will be able to get away. But it's 3 for 2. I think that was 3 for 2. With Kunkka as well as the Shadow Demon able to back out. And the Jakiro, of course, able to back out there as well. Very low life, granted. And they took down 3. They took down a Bed Rider, Warlock, as well as the Chen. A good job by Meteor Makers at defending Roshan, defending their base, and mostly for playing the mind game, because you know it's such a big issue. If you feel like you're ahead, you play so different than when you feel like you're on the back foot. And it is very dangerous if a team is feeling like they're playing ahead and they are actually ahead, then that's fine. That will help them get up ahead more. But if they don't feel like they're ahead that much, and you know, that's overextension. Anyway, you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. It's never mind. Rambling. It's gonna be Roshan once again. Let's see how they're gonna be doing with this one. Rockets will fly. And just harassment for now. They want to go in. Bamboo wants to go in. Blinks. Not finding anybody to lasso. Is going to be locked inside an ice path, and his flame break, Firefly almost gonna run out. Flame break hits on 4. Martian Machines will make sure they're not gonna go for that one. And the Chaotic Offering should be still on cooldown. Yeah, 50 seconds, and there's no Ravage either. 35 seconds. There's still a Macro Pyro as well as an ice path though, but they still want to get that Roshan. And they're just roaming around trying to fight that Roshan. Trying to get that. Oh, Blinken. There's the lasso. That's Balsam. There's damage. Tombstone being put up there as well. Disruption able to save the life of the Kunkka as Dying looking for a target. There is the Fatal Bombs, able to be nice and fatal if there's enough damage. Nova Edict, that is Shadow Demon being picked up. Both will fly in, will do a lot of damage. Actually, just flew right through, actually. There goes Ati, he's getting picked up. Balsam still taking a lot of damage there, gets forced forward. Bamboo, though, blinking forward as well. That's the Ravage being off cooldown again. And now Bamboo has to back off, doesn't have mana for another Flame Break anymore, but he doesn't care. He is going to be able to get a double kill, picks up the lasso for the Kunkka, picks up the Tidehunter, and that is everybody down on the side of Meteor Makers with nobody going down on the good B team. Tinker, bought back, wants to be able to defend his base, still taking a lot of damage. He is going to try to defend, but is it going to be able to do so? There's still going to be a Blinken from the Bed Rider. There's not going to be a lasso just yet, but it's still going to be enough to force him back again. Shadow Demon back up again as well, but the tier 3 tower will drop, and you might even see barracks going down here as well. Shadow Poison going through, just being more of an annoyance than anything else. Tinker TPing back now, lands some rockets. There's the ice pad. Is there going to be more? There's going to be a Flame Breath, and they're going to be extra slow to try and get themselves out of this one. Rockets flying again, and this is their chance to be backing off again. They're not going to be able to take down these barracks, and they might even be they might be able to take down the Roshan at the same time. Everybody up is or everybody's almost already up again on Meteor Maker's side. Wow, English is hard. I know. But yeah, that fight was definitely taken by the Good B studio. Sorry, the Good B team. Wow. If you consider that a fight, however, I mean, it was a fight. It started off with a fight, and then it was just a push with nobody to defend it, to be fair. Goldcraft will, because of that push, spike up towards the 7,500 gold. Still, it's not as much as you might be having at this point of the game, with only 27 minutes in. Experience will look more convincing, though. Look at that. Oh, wow, big spikes all around. But it's only 4k. It's still not that much. As the Martian Machines will make sure that they don't push that far. They can still reach these barracks, though. And not only now are they being forced back with Black Steel. Ooh, Ice Pad. Gosh, taking so much damage. Goes down, and there's a Chaotic Offering again. There's no Ravage up there yet for another 40 seconds. X marks the spot, gets the Leshrac back. Boat is not going to hit anything right now, and they back off again. Chaotic Offering not doing all too much there. And the Martian Machines constant flowing, not being able to push in. That is what I said. There's so much counter push. It's going to be so hard to fight in to the base. The tier 1 towers and the tier 2 towers were such a different pushing thing for the GDB team. And yeah, that's gonna be them going back to farming. Need to have some more gold. Need to have black there as well, of course. And his Undying got 2k gold. He is highest up on the net worth though. Just saying, it can be the carry, but at the same time, that's the only real kind of carry that they have. And they're up for the Kunkka. That is getting bigger and bigger. He actually picked up Chrysalis, so there's the crit indeed, as expected. He's gonna be able to, if he's lucky. That's the whole thing about a Kunkka. Something that I personally don't really like that much, even though it can create big plays, and that's something that I do like again. So I guess I'm a bit in doubt here. But of course, you get that extra damage when you hit after your Shadow Blade, and if you could then combine that with a crit, that's gonna be massive amount of damage going through. So it's a bit of a hero that is being, you need those RNG gods to be favorable for you, and I don't really like that part. At the same time, if it does hit, and it's like, you know, you can get such big hits that it could make for very big plays, and that's, like I said, something that I like again. So I guess I'm a bit in doubt, but yeah, he has his crit, so he can do that if he is lucky, which is of course what he wants to be. At the same time, we have Undying still continuing to farm. I have Vanguard, Pipe up there, Point Booster up on there as well. As well, is he going for an Aghanims? Could be. We'll find out though. Batrider has got himself a 4/7 Blink Dagger, nice and mobile, and a Gem of True Sight. So Lasso in Balsam is going to be locked in place. TPs are going to go in. Balsam is not going to be able to go anywhere. Getting slowed, going to try to TP out. Will be in time. No, he will not be. Black with his decay, able to pick up the kill. And that is going to be that as, well, pretty solid pickup, to be fair, making sure that he now knows that there is that Gem of True Sight, so he's not going to be able to be that aggressive with that anymore. As we have again 5 heroes from the good B team roaming towards the mid lane, gonna still try to take down those barracks. Maybe without the Kunkka they're able to do that, but at the same time they have to pick up the Tinker as well, because that's, of course, they cannot fight inside those March of the machines. That's just the thing that's been hurting them, and that's the reason why they're not gonna be able to pick up the rest of these barracks. Flame Break will not hit anything. Buyback from the Kunkka right now. This is not what they want to be, and this is why they back off. They forced out the buyback, gonna be happy with that. Maybe they're gonna try to go for Roshan, by the way, because he is still up, and they tried that earlier, not gonna be able to do it. We're not able to do that. At the same time, if they go for that Roshan, there will still be a Tidehunter Blink in Ravage, and that could not be something that they really want to go for either, because, well, that's just not something you want to be doing. And not gonna be ideal at all. And they are rolling around Roshan, thinking about it. Smoke up. Gonna give the opponent the idea that they're gonna go for Roshan so that they will check and maybe only have one hero check. In which case, oh, Bamboo looking for a blink, looking for a. There we go, a last two. Balsam once again. Here comes a blink in from the Tide though. Ravage, chaotic offering being used as well. Boat flying in, Hand of God flying through. Balsam taking a lot of damage. Will probably be the first one to go down. Kunkka dropping there. Quicks gonna try to do what he can. Still being slowed so much by that Warlock and goes down as the second target. We've seen Ice Pad landing on Bamboo, who's taking a lot of damage here as well. Will go down, drops his gem on the floor, and it's gonna be Ati that will pay for that one with his life, with Undying picking him up. Rise trying to get out of that one, and Tinker, he is just running back and forth. March of the Machines, it's what you should be doing right now, because they are not in favor of this fight, and this might mean Barracks, if Calculus is not going to be able to do his job with the March of the Machines. Are they going to be fighting inside of it though? They put up the pipe, not helping that much, it's physical damage, and they still want to fight in this. Disruption up on the Undying. More March of the Machines. Mechanism being used. Okay, they are really manning up for this one. Fortification goes off. Look at that damage that Alex is taking. He is taking heal, of course, from the Warlock as well. There is still a Hand of God. No, for another 60 seconds there is not. They're still going to go for these barracks though. Not enough March of the Machines to slow them down. Slow them down, I know, I heard that. And they're gonna be able to back off and not even go for those range barracks anymore. Disruption, TP's in, that's gonna be Undying in some trouble. Here comes Kunkka, it's gonna be Alex and still managed to land a stun. Not gonna hit anything though. Rockets will fly, hit on the strike. Gem of Truth out on the floor, should be picked up. Will be picked up, will be destroyed? No. The Jakiro picked it up. Ice Bat, my X-Marks prop, Kuroki is gonna go down here. One more hit, Shadow Demon picking up the last hit, and it is indeed the Gem of Truth set up on the Jakiro. So it is gonna be Meteor Makers that were able to at least take some kills after losing their barracks, but they still lost their barracks. And that's not something ideal. Maybe with those two kills, they are going to be able to kill up the Roshan, though, and that will be definitely making it in their favor once more. Ice Bat there, and I don't think there's anything that the good B team can do to stop this from happening, because, well, they don't have the cooldowns, they don't have the heroes, they don't have the heals, they just can't. I'm going to drink some water because I've been talking a lot and my voice needs water. Well, we see Roshan being taken down. And 4 people asking in the chat. The pipe does counter the veil of discord. In a way, yes. Oh, bamboo! What? 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 Well, that was that. So while I was drinking water, Bamboo was hanging around the Roshan pit. He was trying to, of course, he was trying to pick up the Roshan, the ages before, you know, before anybody else did. And we have seen him doing that before, you know. That's the thing. And I know that if he actually would have gotten it, everybody would have gone Bamboo Dota, Bamboo Dota. But you know, sometimes it just doesn't work. Like this time, he was a bit too slow. Kunka picking up the ages, and of course, Bad Rider will pay for that with his life. No real surprise there. The aim was picking up the ages and force staffing himself out. Didn't work. Didn't work. But oh, I guess it's still Bamboo Dodo. It's just the other way around. Okay. Point taken. We see Chen building towards an Aghanims, and no real surprise there. I mean, if they're gonna have these fights and continuous pushes, like they're really not giving up on these pushes right now, because they can't. They have this lineup and they have to make it work. They have to continue these pushes, and they just have to push like a woman in labor. But yeah, then you also want to have the Aghanims up, because then you have, of course, your Hand of God every 30 seconds, which is a pretty short cooldown. Leshak BKB complete up on him. Let's see what Warlock is building. He has an Necronomicon level 3 right now. And we have got the Undying, who's going for a soul booster, actually. Soulstone. Point booster, Bloodstone. That's the one. He's going for a Bloodstone, I think. He has, of course, got his mana boost that he can split. And I have to say, he is a pretty tanky hero already, and he will be even tankier. I was going over items. Yeah, Bad Rider in the meantime. Blink Dagger first up. We saw that one already. Didn't pick up anything else. He doesn't have buyback either, by the way. That's something that we have to keep track of right now with these fights. With Kunka, Undying, and the Shadow Demon having buybacks. That's the only one on the game. Still, it's not a lot of gold needed for the Chen to have it as well. So we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to do that. Did I actually cover everybody of the Radiant side itemized? I think I did. Makes me want to jump over to the Dire side, where we see Calculus pushing. As he does, he has got his Sheever's Guard now complete. And it's going to have to show himself on the top lane, because that's where the push-in is going to be happening. Jakiro, Mechanism, as well as Ghost Scepter, able to stay alive of the physical damage that's incoming from the side of the GDB team. We have got Rise, Medal of Courage again, Ward Stuffies, he's still the support, as I said earlier. You already saw the Tinker. Where's the rest? Ooh, there's the pipe. They want to go in on this. They're going to go in on this. Disruption, there's the blanket, and that is the force up back. Rise out of the enemy territory will be going down. Warlock picking up the kill, Shadow Demon buying back, Flamebreak knocking back. Heroes with the Macropyre being laid down, and they back off because of that. March of the Machines being there as well, and the buyback, of course, from the Shadow Demon is something that's really needed. And Titans showing up is also something that you don't want to be fighting against, because then you're going to get a Blinking Ravage, and they already had that a couple of times. But yeah, Tidehunter did not pick up anything else apart from the Blink Dagger and the pipe that we saw earlier already. And in the meantime, Kunka still has got... he should have something in the donkey right now. Oh, donkey's flying all over the place, actually. Oh, there's the Demon's Head. So Daedalus is indeed almost complete. And that's a Gem of Truth on the courier as well. What's this courier bringing? Oh, it's only Sentry Wards. That's a downer. Oh, well. But yeah, the GDB team, they're, like I said, they're not giving up, still hanging around in the top lane. And like I said earlier, they've got so many heals, they've got mana boots, they really don't need to go back to base to do anything else if they have all their ultimates up, which they still do. Smoke up for this Tidehunter here, we have to keep an eye on that one, because him blinking in will mark the start of a team fight, because when he blinks in and ravages, there's going to be a chaotic offering, it's going to be Singson, it's going to, oh, again, blink in, Calculus, there's a blink in and the ravage. And both flying in as well. Hand of God going through. Alex taking a lot of damage here. But the Chaotic Offering and the Fatal Bonds are going to be there as well. This team fight is just Chaotic Offering doing his name justice here. Ice Bat Alex will go down 2 for 3 so far. With the buyback from the Jakiro who goes down. Quicks are being still very slowed. It is going to be this Golem that's going to try to take down Quicks, who still goes down to black, who actually got the last hit. Balsan on his way out. Invisible right now, still being chased down. Ice Bat will make sure that the Golem is not going to be able to chase. Chen being taken down. Quicks buying back, and he's back in this game as well. Lands a gush. Sing Sing is going to be picked off. Rockets will still fly. 4 heroes down on the side of the good B team. With no heroes down anymore, mark my words, anymore on Meteor Makers, but they had 3 buybacks. And no buybacks were used on the side of the Radiant. So 3 buybacks being used on the side of Meteor Makers, 3 for 4. In the end, pretty similar trade. to be fair, but with those buybacks, I would almost say that the good B team got the better of that. Although having said that, I do realize that this guy is getting bigger and bigger now with his Deathless complete. And you know, the window is closing for the good B team. They don't have that hard carry that Kunkka can be for Meteor Makers, and they need those pushes, and they are still ahead with the barracks in mid lane already going down, and I kind of think that they now have to start split pushing, trying to get that one. In the meantime, Bedrider able to get a solo kill upon the Tinker. That was a blink in, and a Vlastu, and a Flame Break, and a Firefly, and a couple of stacks of Sticky Napalm probably as well, and a Haste Rune at that. So that is gonna be that. Those pickups, of course, are kills that they have to be doing more, and maybe with those as well, trying to then go after having picked off the Tinker, or maybe the Kunkka, or maybe the Titan. Any one of these three heroes is going to be having a big impact. There is a tent ward being placed. Balsam. Is there going to be more? Is there a Gem of Truth side? Actually, I don't think so. 4-4, Leshrac does not have a Gem of Truth. There he is again, though. Leshrac still hitting Balsam. Getting hit there. He cannot have another invisibility for another 4 seconds. Here comes Bamboo as well. Both will still fly in, but BKB is up on Alex, and it's going to be Kunkka that's going down. Rise now on the run. Nova going through. Leshrac still hitting Rise. You are going to be a dead as well. Undying picking up that kill. And are they just going to go for the mid lane and going to go for the tier 4s? That could be the case. Or go from the side and still going for the tier 3. That could be the case as well. Ice Path. Everybody walking into it. Yeah, that's nice one, Jakiro. Nice one, Atsu. But they're still going to go for the tier 3 tower, and they will be able to get a fortification still going up. Blinking, Bamboo, again, Calculus, gonna be the target. Is there going to be enough damage? Looks like there is. 4-star forward, Calculus is still going to be picked up, though Atsu going to be backing up as well. It's Quicks, who still has a Ravage, by the way, but without the Tinker, without the Kunkka, there's nobody to do the damage afterwards, and he's aware of that. Rather wants to save it when he can actually win an entire team fight. It's going to be the melee barracks that will go down here in favor of the good B team, and we are going to see the range barracks dropping as well. Afterwards, they're probably going to be backing off, even though Kunkka is still 22 seconds without being back alive, and 40 seconds for the Tinker to be coming back, and they are indeed going to rotate. Edict making sure that the tower will probably drop fairly fast. There's no fortification up there anymore. Ice Path, everybody walking into the Ice Path. Sorry, it looked quite funny. But yeah, we are gonna see the tower dropping here as well. Are they gonna be able to take down the barracks? I'm not sure. Right now, this is gonna be the time when Meteor Makers have to blink in, have to Ravage, do it too. Chaotic Offering going up here as well. Leshrac still trying to throw out a stun as a BKB activated, running around there. It's gonna be Hand of God going through. Chen of God, Chen still dying. Oh God, yeah. The last two hitting as well. What a mess. All these flames. I mean, really, Balsam, he is going to get picked off here for sure. It's 2 for 2. Jakiro dying in that mess as well. Bedrider getting picked off by the Shadow Demon as Black. He is just chasing down Rise right now. Should be able to get that kill as well. Rise being slowed by the zombie. One more hit needed, and that is going to be the Decay getting the last hit as the barracks are under siege as well. Tinker still trying to do with the March of the Machines as much as he can to stop this from going down. 60 just hitting on the barracks. Here comes Black as well with his Aghanim's completed rather than a soul booster, but Aghanim's still pretty useful. As expected earlier, barracks will not go down though. They do back off. They feel like they're at the downside, especially with the Kunkka now buying back. And the barracks are still standing. Not as much HP as you might have want them to be if you were on the side of Meteor Makers, but they are still standing and they still have a chance because they do have the Kunkka, and he does bring a hard carry to the party when there is no other hard carry in the game. So let's see if he's gonna be able to do it. I mean, they have to counter push a lot, and they have this big handicap now with not having two of their barrack sets there. And if they want to be taking a team fight, I mean, they've got a Ravage, they've got boats, they've got March of Machines. They can take team fights. I didn't even mention the Macropyre just yet. But the thing is, if they take a team fight that's not in their base, like, for example, they're pushing into a tier 3 tower on their opponent's team, they're going to have to worry about those 2 lanes being pushed out. And yes, they can take that fight in one of those 2 lanes, but the other lane will still be pushing out and will be taking down those tier 4 towers in time if they stay away long enough. Oh, Balsam! Blink in from Bamboo, last 2 there as well. Flame break there. There's the invisibility. Is it going to be enough? Do they have a... Yeah, they have got that one anymore. They've got the Gem of True Sight again. Actually, they don't, but they've got a Necronomicon thingy. But Balsam goes down with Black picking up the last hit. Bedrider going to try to find a new target. Flame Break will make sure the Calculus cannot TP. He has not got him on cooldown though. 4 staffs forward. Alex looking for a target. March of Machines there. Alex taking a lot of damage here, by the way, from this March of Machines. Has to back up. Hand of God going through. There's the BKB activated. Calculus cannot be staying alive here anymore longer, and he is going to be picked up. Double kill for Black, I think. Well, I guess the timing was a bit too long, but he still was getting the last hit from that. And he's already on his way towards the base also. He wants to take this. I think he can. He is a pretty tanky guy. Pretty tanky Undying. His name he does his name justice. I have to say, this Warlock in this game, like this chaotic offering, I really like it. Oh, Blinking! Hello, Atsy! Welcome to the party! This Jakiro being picked up, and that's going to be the barracks going down. And I do think this is going to be a GG, because getting 3 heroes being picked off one by one over the entire map, that's not going to be helping. But yeah, that's a GG. And that will mean that we'll be going towards game 2 of Meteor Makers versus the good B team for the StarLadder Finals. Group stage even, and it is going to be 1 point going to the good B team, and Meteor Makers being left with 0 point for this matchup as of yet. And yeah, well, thank you for watching. My name is Sheever. I am a Ghost of Gamers caster. As I said at the start of the cast, I am not an official caster for StarLadder. For official cast, you can go to Own TV and check out there, even though for this game there was no official English cast, as I do think that's going to be the case for the next game as well. I'm not 100% sure. But if there is an official English caster, we'll probably be looking for a different game, but we'll find out soon enough. Stay tuned for game number 2 anyway, as the throne explodes. If you want to support me, please subscribe to my YouTube, youtube.com/SheeverGaming. That would be really much appreciated, and go for 5k subscriptions. And yeah, this game was actually quite entertaining. It started out so without kills. There was 1 kill in 11 minutes. And then all of a sudden, bam! Team fights all over the place. Wow, Shadow Demon got himself 4 boots. Interesting. Anyway, let's jump ourselves into the next game. Stay tuned, more Dota 2 action coming up.